not say That's bad. And I touched my hair last time, I guess. So. Okay, so my name's Corinne Shamoot. And I'm going to start off by asking you guys a couple questions. So, how many of you guys love your parents more than anything in the world? Good. Okay, and then how many of those people have ever lied to, deceived, or rebelled against those parents? All right, I think we could all agree that we've all done that in our lives. And I know personally I have my fair share of stories where I have done the same thing. And so basically today I'm going to tell you about how I came to appreciate my parents more than anything in the world. And I'm going to start off by telling you the background behind my parents, my story about how I rebelled against them, and then how I came to learn to appreciate them. So I'm going to start off, the background of my parents. Basically, my parents were divorced when I was 2, and then my mom remarried when I was 7, and my stepdad basically became my real dad, and he took care of me and raised me and provided like the best life for me possible. He took me to all my soccer games and was like my coach to stuff, went to my dance performances, and was like that father figure that my real dad never was, even though he didn't have to be like that. He basically treated me like I was his own kid, even though he didn't have to, and it was pretty awesome. So he basically raised me to be a good person, and he taught me good morals. He introduced me to God, and basically set this whole entire thing open for me to become like the greatest person ever, to be successful, and I was like the luckiest girl in the world. So to transition, I eventually went through my phase where I started to rebel against my parents. In high school, it was the summer before senior year, and I got into a relationship that wasn't a very healthy one. I basically revolved my entire life around this relationship, and my parents obviously were not very supportive of it. So they did everything in their power to tell me that it was wrong and that I was hurting myself and like just making all the wrong decisions by being with this person. And so naturally I rebelled against them, and I lied, and I went behind their back, and all through senior year they did everything in their power to keep me away from this person. They took my phone away, they took my car, they took my computer, they didn't let me leave the house. When I did leave the house and I still had my phone, they would track me and like on a GPS. So I would it was really bad. So my mom would just like show up wherever I was. And then after that, I would start turning off my phone when I would go places that I knew I wasn't supposed to, but then she would just know where I was anyways, because obviously if I turned off my phone, she couldn't track me, and then she'd just know. And then when she took away my phone, I ended up getting like 3 separate secret phones that she kept finding. Yeah, it was really bad. So then I started like skipping school and skipping dance, and this person was just a really bad influence on me. And then eventually, I was supposed to go to college, right? So I was going to come to ASU. Ever since I was a freshman in high school, I planned to come here. So amidst all the fighting with my parents, I told them I'm not going to ASU anymore, and made the biggest mistake of my life. And before I graduated high school, I kind of got kicked out / left. It was complicated. So I did that before graduation, and I moved in with this person that I was in a relationship with, and I ended up not talking to my parents for almost a year. We talked every once in a while, but it was like if there was like something that I like really needed, or like a family event or something like that. That was really important, but it was really bad. So now I'm going to tell you how I came to appreciate them. So of course I missed my family that whole time I wasn't talking to them. And after about a semester of not going to ASU, going to community college, I realized how unhappy I was with this person when I thought that I would be happy. And I realized how miserable I was. And after a year of that, I realized that I could be happy, and I should have listened to my parents back in high school when they kept telling me, you should go to college, you're making the biggest mistake of your life, you're not not going to be happy one day and you're going to realize it. Of course I did. And I tell them today even, I say, don't tell me you told me so, because I know. So then I took the necessary steps. I applied again to ASU, and I told my parents. They didn't believe me. They didn't believe that I was actually applying. So I had to prove it to them. I had to show my ASU. And I apologized to them for everything I did. Ended up going to my parents' house at like 3 in the morning crying, and slept with my mom and told her I was sorry for everything. And even though I did everything to them, I treated them the way I did, I didn't talk to them for all that time, they still forgave me and they still supported me through everything that I wanted to do. And today they support me fully. They're so proud of me for realizing that I was in a bad situation, and they act like nothing ever happened, and they pay for my education. They're coming to family weekend this weekend, and I'm so excited to see them. And over that whole time I realized how much parents are like so important, and you really do need to appreciate them, even if they are doing everything against what you want at the time. So I hope that through me telling you guys the background of my family, how I rebelled against them, and how I learned to appreciate them, has given you guys to reflect on your own parents and realize whether or not you appreciate them as much as you do, and learn to appreciate them as much as they deserve.